we discussed about the different approaches to declare a string object, that is without new keyword, with a new keyword. We discussed about differences in which segment of memory they will be stored. Yeah, that's the first part. Then followed by, we discussed the properties of string, that strings are immutable. That means the modifications will not happen in the same location, but the modification will happen in a different location. That's why strings are called as a immutable. Okay. Then we discussed about the difference between double equals operator and equals method on strings. Okay. Double equals operator is used for every other data type also, but this equals is used on only string. So we can
Thanks.
use on variables and we can use on values of string only, but not on other data types. It is present for only this string. Yeah, there is internal point is there. I'll tell you at the last. Then followed by, in today's class, we discuss about how to access each character of a string. So string accessing characters of a string. So that is a next concept for us to know. So for this, if we use this main method, inside this, one of the approach to declare a string objects is string sum s equals Java. This is one string. We know that this will be stored in the string constant pool part of memory and internally in form of character array. That is J, A, V, A are 4 characters. So this will be stored in character array format internally, and internally also with indexing will start from 0, then 1, 2, 3. Then with a variable name called s, which is referred to this object. Yeah. Now our requirement is print this JAVA separately. Then is it possible to access? The requirement is to print A or to print J. Can we use a print function and print the reference name square brackets its index position? Is it correct? Will this
No,
give
sir.
output of J? No, we discussed that this is an incorrect way of accessing the string characters. Yeah, normal array elements are possible, but string internally is character arrays, but not externally. That's why this is wrong. Then what is the correct process? So for that, to access a specific character of a string, we have to use a predefined method called as char_at method. Okay. So that is s is the object reference, then dot operator, the method name is char_at, A capital. Since it's a method, so we have to use a parenthesis, not square brackets. And inside this one, we have to use the index position. What's index position of J? 0, we have to use it. Then if you want to see that as output, then you can write this inside a print function, print of s dot caret of 0. Similarly, s dot caret of 1, 2, 3. Like this, we can print each and every character by using this caret method, and inside this method we have to give the index number only or integer value only it's allowed to give. So this is the process to access each and every character of a string. Without using this caret method, can we access? No, we cannot access. And if you just remember, what is the method to read a character from scanner class? From scanner class, how to read a character? Did you remember? Yes.
Yes, sir.
SC dot
Uh,
next method dot char at with some 0. Correct or not? So S is the
yes, sir.
scanner class object reference. What is this next? Next is a string. Because we use only next to read the string, right? So next for next is string. String dot what's method? Caret method. Now here S is what? A variable or object of a string type only. That's why here what you are using? String object dot caret method with available index numbers called 0, 1, 2, 3. So that's what by default, if you are using 0, first character will be considered. If you are using something like 1, 2, 3, 4, then the next characters will be considered even for the string also. From string, take 0th position character. From string, take first position character. From string, take second position character, like that. So we can use anything as a available index only. So this will print the output called J, and this gives output A, then V, and A also. Then what if
Sir, in
we,
here, single quotes is necessary, sir.
so it's a variable and it's a method and it's an index number. No single quotes are required.
Okay, sir.
So print of, then s dot char at method. I'm trying to use a index number which is not available 4. Then is it possible? No, this is not possible. For arrays, when we use the index number which is not available, what is the error that we get? If you remember, array index out of bounds exception. We have to remember this. For strings also, similarly, we are going to get one exception saying that string S capital, index I capital, out O capital, of O capital, bounds B capital and plural, then exception E capital, nowhere a space. So this is the exception. We get it when we use the index position which is not available. This is the error. For arrays, it's array index out of bounds exception. For strings, it's a string index out of bounds exception. It's a point to remember. Yeah. Then one more point. What is this 3 here? Is it recommended approach? Is it recommended approach? No,
No,
there is
sir.
a code duplication. Then what's the solution? Loop is the
Length
solution,
minus
correct?
1.
So for example, if you have a Java, which is having a index positions of 0, 1, 2, and 3, then to print index wise, so we have to use print, then 0, print of 1, 2, 3 like this. So there is a code duplication is there. What is the solution for this? For the same string called yes with the same value called Java, to print each character, instead of printing by using char method with index numbers, we can go for a loop process. What's the loop? For loop, because we know starting and ending. So what is that? To start with, every index number starts with 0. Then what's the last value? 3 in this scenario. Then followed by incrementation of I value, I plus plus, then the loop body. What's the code inside this loop? Repeated code called system.out.println, then parenthesis, then semicolon. Inside this also, then yes, object reference dot char at method is a repetition. What's non-repetition? Index numbers. For that, what's the variable? I is the variable. Correct or not? Correct or not? So this is the
Yes.
approach which we use to print each and every character of a string by using the loop process. Correct or not? Now this logic
Yes, sir.
is a generic logic. Will
No,
it
sir.
work for every string or it works for only
It
Java?
is a hard coding. It's
It's
hard
called as
coding.
hard coding. So this 3 is nothing but hard coding which works only for current value called Java only. But I want to generalize my logic. My input can be
Yes,
anything.
dot
For
length.
example, Python. For example, something else. So my name, James Gosling, like that. Then our logic will print each character of every string? No, it will not print because it's a hard coding. Then how to make it as generic coding? So for that, for every string, to get length. To get length means number of characters of a string, counting has to be from 1. To get length of string, so for every string, there is a method called as length method. Length method. For arrays, length is a property, parenthesis will not be used. But for strings, length is a method, therefore parenthesis we have to use it. There is a difference. With this small difference, most of the people will be out of the interview. Yeah. So remember this point very clearly. On arrays, length without parenthesis. On strings, length with parenthesis. There is a difference. Yeah. Then how to use it? To get the length of a string, we can use the string object. For example, system.out.println print s dot length in lowercase letters parenthesis. Do we need to pass anything here? No, we should not pass anything. Length method is applicable on string objects only. So therefore, if you use this line of code, then what's output? How much is the length of this string Java? 4 is a string. 4 is a length. But what's the last index? What's last index?
3.
3.
3, sir.
What's length? 4.
4.
Then how to get the last index in a generic format? Length
Length
method
-1.
-1. So that is why I am rewriting the loop. So for this same for loop, to make it as generic, we have to go for int I equals 0. Instead of writing 3 as a hard coding, we have to go for I should be less than or equals string object yes, like array object array name dot length. Similarly, string object name dot length method, and this is giving 4, but our last index is 1 less than the length always. That's why length method -1, then I plus plus. Inside this loop body, we can write the same logic of print s dot caret I. That's all. This is the approach to print each and every character of a string. And this is the generic logic which works for every string length. Understood? Understood, or any questions, please?
Yes, sir.
So
No,
here,
sir, got it.
the last index will be always the string object dot length method -1. It's a relation. Clear now? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Can you please write a code to print the string characters in reverse order?
Yes, sir.
So write a Java program to print each character of string in reverse order. For this, you can take a string of your choice, only variable name I'm giving. So string
Hello.
yes equals something in double quotes. Whatever we give, your logic has to print in reverse order.
For loop int I equals s dot length.
So to print the reverse of a string, even though we are having a space, for example, I take my input as visible space campus. This is my input. Still, your logic will work to print this one? Yes or no? So what is the output for this? The expected output is S U P M A C space, then E L B I S I V should be the output. Correct or not? Yeah, tell me the loop. For loop, because we know both starting and also ending. So for int I equals yes, string object reference called yes dot length method minus 1. Start from last index. Then followed by I should be greater than or equals to 0 because that's the first index. Then I minus minus. I equals to I minus minus is wrong. Yeah, I equals to I minus 1 is right. So we can't write I equals to I minus minus. So the inside this one, a print function. Then inside is, tell me, s dot char at I. Correct or not? So this is the code. And if you are missing anything anywhere, then that will be incorrect. Clear? If you are missing length L small, or if you are missing this parenthesis, if you are missing A capital to A small, or if you are writing C capital, everything is syntactically wrong only. Yeah. Eclipse is giving the output or not. Okay. That's how we have tried the code. Don't say that for this capital A, what if will happen if I write small a? Will that mistake also? Am I out of the interview? Don't argue. It's unnecessary. Complicate the things. Is this code, if I cut and paste in Eclipse, will it give the output or not? Yes, if it is giving output, then your code is correct. If you are missing this closed curly brace, still gone. Better luck next time. Remember this. Yeah. So now, based on this, can we have some other previous programs like write a Java program to print vowels of a string? Can we write? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Now what we have to do?
Yes, sir.
Inside this for loop, add one if condition, then only print it. Yes. Same time, can we print consonants?
Yes, sir.
Space is a consonant or not a consonant?
Space, sir.
Yeah, so here my input is visible campus. I am asking to print consonants. Space is not a vowel, space is not a consonant also. Don't print space there. Okay, you have to think about it. If you are printing space also as a consonant, then you go and talk to your English teacher.
Mhm.
The next question, then at the same time, can you print count of vowels? Can you print
Yes,
count
sir.
of consonants also?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Possible or not? Yes, possible. All these 4
Possible.
questions. Then followed by, so write a program to replace vowels of string with at the rate and print. Possible or not possible? Possible. Wherever there is a vowel, print at the rate as output. So if it is not a vowel, then print whatever is there. So all these things can be done. Shall we discuss any questions or
Yes.
you will do it? Will do it? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So if you do this, then in the same order, we'll go for one most frequently asked interview question. Of course, it is a simple question only. That is, write a Java program to print reverse of a string. It's already you did just now, no? It's the same or not?
Same, sir.
It's not same. It's not same because if input is say string, yes equals some campus. Then by using a reverse of the string, we can print like this: SUP, correct or not? This is a reverse of a string,
Yes, sir.
but character by character. Yes or no? Then for the same
Yes, sir.
thing, by using instead of println, if you use only print, then we can do
Print.
some magic and we can print as like a reverse.
In single line.
Correct or not? This is correct.
Yes, sir.
This is also wrong because we will be failing if the question is asked as palindrome string or not. That's why My question is, we have to print the reverse of a string again like a word, not like a characters, not with a print magic. Understood? Understood? Then what to do?
Yes, sir.
How to get this reverse of? No. So for this, the thing what we have to do is, first, if we take some string input, the string, some yes equals some campus. Then here we know that, so this is not recommended. What's the correct expert output? So we have to get as a word. So campus only, but in a new word. That's what we expect. So for this line of code, when JVM execute this line of code, so we know that it will be stored in the string constant pool memory in a character array format, which starts with index numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this we can get it by last index can be generic as the string name dot length method -1. Correct or not? So this is the story which we know it. Now, what is the meaning of reverse? Get this C, which is present at 0th index position, and add it to somebody. Correct or not? Get this C and add to something. So we have to get this here, we have to get this yes. Reverse means we have to get this yes. Okay, I'm sorry. So first thing is get this yes and add to someone. Who is that someone? We don't know. That someone should be with value or without any value. The someone has to be empty.
One, sir.
Correct or not? If someone is empty, then only it will start from yes. Am I correct or not? So who is that someone? That someone is nothing but already we discussed in our string data type. So string some yes1 equals empty
New.
double quotes. This is called as empty string. This is called as empty string in Java. So we have to take one empty string. So that's why yes1. Then what we should do? To yes1. To yes1, add yes for the first time, for first iteration. Correct? Then now what is the latest value of yes1? Yes. Then to this yes, add the next last character, which is nothing but u. What this will become? The new s1 will become su. Then to the new su, get and add p. What it will become? Sup. Similarly, assign this back to s1. The next sup yum. The next sup yum a. Then sup yum ac. Then stop it. Correct or not? Then how to get this each character? How to get this each character? The string name dot character method with index position only. So which is starting from 0. Correct or not? Already you have written the loop for this. In printing reverse of each character, you have written the loop for this. Now what I am saying, add that to S1. That's it. So how to do that? So first, if you write a loop for this to get each character in reverse order. So what is the process we have to write? So for loop, then int, because index numbers are integer type, even though it is a string, int I equals, what's the original string? Yes, dot length method -1. Then I should be greater than or equal to 0, then followed by I minus minus. So this is the reverse order of a string. Correct? So after this, what we supposed to do? To this, we have to use the character of each character of a string by using this index I. Correct or not? What it will be picked? First yes, then u, p, m, a, c. Correct? What we have to do? We have to add this to empty string called s1 and assign this result back to s1 every time. That's what I did here. Access it, add to s1. Access it, add to the previous s1 and make it s1 again. And access it, add to the previous s1 and make it s1. access each character, add it to the previous S1 and make it S1 once again. This is the process which will happen. Then finally, if you print system.out.println, the S1 is a variable. Because the string is immutable, we can't modify the existing string. So, but that's why we are using the new variable each and every time. So this is line of code is going to give output called as campus as a word in reverse order. This is our output. This is the process to reverse of a string. Without this empty string, it's not possible. Yeah. Am I clear? Then if extra part is added to this question called as check the string is a palindrome or not. Print reverse of a string is one question in word format. Then write a program to check string is palindrome or not. Palindrome
If
or not. What we have to do?
add if condition, sir. If
So inside this main method, so here, after printing or without printing, one condition we have to add. What is the condition? If yeah,
yes dot equals
the original
in
string
brackets
and reversed string are same or not, we have to check. Correct? That's why
equals we should.
yes dot for a comparison, content comparison equals method of S1. Then if this condition is true, then we can go for print of it's a palindrome. Then if it is not, then we can go
Not a
for
palindrome.
else part of it. No
Yes.
space I'm writing here. Else again print of not palindrome. That's all. Clear? Understood? So we'll execute. So here we are. Then let me quickly create a new Java project. I'll name this as string questions. Then inside this, I'll create a quickly new class. So I'm giving a class name as palindrome string. This is my class. I'll execute directly, or we can go for input method approach also. So I have given the package name from here. We can give like this. I'm executing directly from the main method. We can go for method based approach. Shall we go for method based approach? Yeah. So then first I'll take the logic part inside this. Then to execute from the same, I'm taking a new class, set test class with the main method for execution purpose. So first independent class code we have to type. So inside this one, we take the input as a string and we return reverse of a string. So therefore, what's method? Public return type is a string.
Void.
Then
Okay.
method name get palindrome. Yeah. So then input is what? Again a string only. String sum. Yes.
Yes.
So since return type is there, it will throw error until unless we add the return statement. First, just add the reverse of the string logic. What is that? We need one empty string S1 equals null. So null is different, empty string. So this is the empty string. So then followed by what's next part? Go for a loop. For loop, yeah. So int I equals s dot length method. You can see -1. Then followed by I should be greater than or equals to 0. Then I minus minus. Then inside this, what we supposed to do? Get each character of the string. Already the loop is in reverse order. S dot caret of index I. This is the reverse of each character. What is supposed to do? Add this to S1, empty string.
S1.
Then assign this result back to S1 itself. That's it. And this process will do the entire thing. Then what we have to do? Return that new string called S1. So this is the logic. Clear?
Palindrome or not, sir?
So palindrome or not, we can get from the main method.
Okay.
Okay. So this is the reverse of a string logic. Then here from main method to execute that, I'm going with a scanner class
Scanner.
approach. Scanner control space, add the import statement, sc equals
SC equals new scanner.
scanner of parenthesis first s capital system dot in. Then followed by I'm using a print statement for
Adding
console to come up. Then here enter a string. Yeah. The next, how to read string from scanner class? sc dot next method, that's all. So we are reading one string. Use this to
assign
catch
that
by
to a
using a
value.
string variable called yes. The next, which class it is present in? Palindrome string. So I'm typing half spelling. I'm using control space. So it is giving me the suggestion. Palindrome string is a class name. Then PS is my object reference equals new control space.
New palindrome.
Then how to call the method? Yeah, so
PS dot
inside print function.
get.
Okay, no, we have to call it. So PS dot get palindrome is a
Get.
method. So for this keyboard variable name called yes, I'm passing as input.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Then I want to store this result because I want to check it's a palindrome or not. So first thing I'm using the string. Let us go for some result is a variable name
Result.
assigned to that. Then followed by first I want to print system.out.println. So inside this I'm printing original string. In which variable? Original string is in which variable? Come on guys. It's in yes variable. So I'm printing
Yes,
that
yes, sir.
original first. Then followed by I'm printing the reverse also.
Result.
Printing reverse of the string is what? The which variable?
Result. Result.
Result variable. Yeah. Then I'm checking the palindrome condition. If what's the condition to check?
Yes dot
Original
equals
string yes dot equals is one method to compare, and result is the
result.
reverse of the string. If this is true, then control CISO control space, then yes plus
Sentence.
double quotes is a palindrome.
Palindrome. You can use result also now, sir. Here.
No, original string is a palindrome or reverse is a palindrome?
The original is a palindrome.
So then, so here the same print statement I am using, but I would say
Is not a palindrome.
inside this is not. Original string is not a palindrome. Control yes to save. Done. Yeah, we'll execute. Please rejoin.